thought first class back. I know some of you done the recordings already, but first class back, we're going to take it sort of easy, especially to start off with. So we're just going to mobilize all your joints and get stretching and moving. Then we'll do a little bit of work for our core. We'll do some glute work, we'll do some upper back work, and then we'll finish off with some nice stretches. So we, like girls that were on my retreat, we did this the first part of the class anyway when we were on the retreat. So normally we stand up on a mat and we think about our feet. So I want you to think about your hands instead. So spread your fingers nice and wide. And you can close your eyes, you can keep them open, it doesn't matter, it's up to you. But just start to think about your hands and the placement of your hands on your mat. So a little bit of mindfulness as well. So normally we think about our feet and the contact with the floor. So think about your hands here and your contact with the floor. So start with your thumbs and then just work through your fingers, pressing one in at a time. So press your thumb in, then your index finger, then your middle finger, your ring finger, and finally your pinky. And just feel all the pads of your fingers and your thumbs pressing gently into your mat. Then notice the underside of your palm, so the underside of your knuckles, and just think about evenly pressing from your index knuckle all the way to the pinky knuckle. And then finally, just notice the heel of your hand pressing evenly again from the inside to the outside. And then what else you can notice is the points of contact that don't touch the floor. So the underside of your fingers and the palms of your hands. And then very slowly, we're just going to start to shift our weight forwards and backwards. So normally when we do this, we're thinking more maybe, well, I'm thinking about the stretch, but also the little release of my pelvic floor. This time I want you to think about just the shift in weight and between your fingers and the balls of your hands, the knuckles, and the palms of your hands, the heels of your hands. So as you shift your weight forwards and backwards, you're just mobilizing your wrist joints as well. So if your wrists are sore, make sure you're not putting too much weight through them. So just a little light touch there. And then we can take that forward back movement into maybe a circular movement. So we're moving from the shoulders really, but we're noticing that again, the distribution of weight and the change in distribution of weight as we circle round, maybe changing direction as well. And then from here, we're going to start just coming back to the center and we're going to lift one hand. So, but keep your fingers down. So you're lifting up the heel of the hand and then placing it back down and then lifting the other hand. So if you have a cat, it's like what your cat does when it lies on you and massages you. So I know some of you have got cats. So Julia, I don't know where your cat is, normally puts in an appearance, doesn't she? And then we can start to just move the shoulders a little bit as well. So rotating the shoulders side to side, looking over one shoulder and then looking over the other shoulder, maybe looking under one armpit, looking under the other armpit. So hopefully you can feel a little bit of stretch and starting to just mobilize your upper back and your neck a little bit as well. So if you feel stiff in that area, this is just a really nice gentle one to get some movement. So just be careful you're not shrugging your shoulders up to your ears. So keep nice and wide through your collarbone, open up through the shoulders. And we'll just do a couple more and then come back to the center. Okay, from here, walk your hands forward. So we'll just go into our normal weight shifts now. So sending your bottom back to your heels. So weight will come off the hands and then starting to just slide your pelvis forward. So inhale as you come back. And exhale as you come forward, drop your pelvis down. And again, inhale back. You're right there, Arlene. Exhale forward, just changing screen position. Inhale back. Exhale forward, rolling your shoulders back, looking up if that's comfortable for you. And then next time you come forward, we're going to go take it into a circle. So you go forward, then you rotate to one side, bottom all the way back, rotate to the other side. So we're going to do 3 circles in each direction. So the further your hands are away from your bottom, from your knees, the more room you've got to circle. So change direction if you haven't already. And just enjoy this little stretch. So mobilization again for the wrists, the shoulders, but also now starting to go into the back. One more time all the way around. And then from here, just coming onto your hands and knees. So we're going to go into some big barrel rolls. So if you take your bottom to the left and then do a big circle round and take it to the right. So, and again, so big circle to the left, round your spine, and then circle to the right. So it's like you're drawing the shape of a barrel. So if you think about a barrel and think about it rolling and rolling around and around, that's the kind of image that we're trying to get with the back. So just starting to open up the spine, stretch the muscles in your back as well, changing direction now. So it doesn't matter what it looks like. And the nice thing about doing it on a screen, isn't it, that you can't look at anybody else and see what they're doing and worry that you're doing it wrong or differently. So do that one more time. And then we're going to give those wrists a little rest. So just bring yourself up, roll your wrists one way and the other, and then maybe just stretch them out. So take your wrists out in front of you and just stretch them one way, stretch them the other, roll your shoulders. Okay, turn your palms to face forward. And then we're just going to reach down to one side and then reach down to the other. So as you do that, just start to reach away and just notice how you feel. If you feel a little bit stiff or if you feel okay. And we'll do that one more each way. And then we're going to come back onto our hands and knees. So back on your hands and knees, you're going to step your left foot out to the side. Have your knee nice and bent for this one. And we're just going to circle into the hip. So it looks like it's your knee circling, but it's actually your hip that's moving around and around. So if this is not comfortable for you, you could maybe just stay on your hands and knees and do your circles here, okay? So if you don't like taking your leg out to the side. So the other thing we can think about when we're circling is starting to think about the feet now as well. So notice how you go into the inside of your feet, onto your heel, the outside of your feet, and then onto your toes. And making sure you just change direction. So this is a really nice one to do if you get tightness in the lower back or the hips, because you're mobilizing your hips, your knees, and your ankle joint. One more time all the way around. And then just pausing there. So if it's open to you, stretch that foot all the way out to the side. Hopefully you can see my foot. And we're just going to lift the outside edge of the foot up. And then we're going to place it down. So lift it up and push it down. So you're just stretching the outside there of the ankle and the leg. One more time. And then tuck your back toes under, and we're just going to slide back. We've done this one before. Remember, if this does not work for your hips at all, you keep your knees together and you just do your normal forwards and backwards. All right, there's always an option. And then next time you go back, just pause there. If it's available to you, bring your elbows down onto the floor. If it's not, just stay up here and just feel that little stretch into your inner thigh there. When you're ready, bring yourself back up. Keep your foot outstretched. You're going to be nice and strong through your core. You're going to try and lift that leg up and sweep it behind you. Okay, and then take your other arm. So opposite arm is going to come out in front of you. Let me show you sideways arm. If you're struggling, keep that back toe down, okay? Otherwise, lengthen. Okay, we're going to go inhale here, elbow and knee come together. Exhale, lengthen away. Inhale. And exhale. So really imagine that you're pushing something or pushing through water with your back foot. So you feel that you've got a little bit of resistance. And imagine also that you've got a tray on your back. So you're trying to keep your back nice and still as you move your leg and arm. Last time, hold it here. Close your eyes and feel that strength coming through from your hand all the way up to your shoulder. Then bring your hand down, but keep your leg up. We're going to cross that leg. We haven't done this one before. We did it on the retreat. Cross your back. So that leg that was out behind, cross it behind the other leg and place both feet and knees on the floor. So I'll show you from behind. So it looks something like that. Okay. And then from here, we're just going to slide your bottom backwards and forwards. So if your hips don't like that, if it's painful, or if your back doesn't like being twisted, just again, keep your knees together and you can do some forwards and back, or you can just do some cat stretches. I can't see all of your screens very well. Some of you are very dark, or maybe you've done that deliberately. I can just see bits of your body, so I can't see if you're all able to do this or not. And then last time, and then just uncross your legs. Okay, once again, just bring yourself up. We'll give those wrists a little rest again. And this time we'll do a rotation. So if you cross your arms across your chest, but imagine you've got a little bit of Velcro between your shoulder blades. Just rotate to one side and then rotate to the other side. So breathing in maybe as you go one way, breathing out as you go the other. And then this time we'll take a diagonal. So big diagonal stretch, look towards your backhand if your neck's okay. And then come together and then look in the opposite direction. So this time you're going to look up, so looking up towards your hand and then looking up towards the other hand. Bring the shoulders down, bring the shoulders down, bring the arms down, just roll your shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do that on the other leg. So back onto your hands and knees. Take your right foot out to the side and just rotating around the hip. Joey, your shoulders sore this morning. So remember, if your wrists are sore as well, do this on your fists. You could even do it on your without your hands down, okay? So if your wrists are really struggling, just bring your hands onto your hips and do it from there as well. So making sure you go both ways, and then also just thinking about your foot placement and just noticing if it feels same or different on this side. I know for me, I don't feel like I've got quite as much mobility. Making sure you also change direction if you haven't already. And then from here, just straightening that leg out to the side if it's available to you, otherwise just keeping your knees together and then lifting the foot and then pushing the outside edge of the foot down. So lifting up and placing down. And one more time. Okie doke. From here, lift that leg so nice and strong through your core. Send your leg behind you. Take the opposite arm out in front. We go elbow and knee together and then exhale as you lengthen away. So once again, imagine that you're pushing through water with your back foot. Inhale in, exhale, push away. 2 more times. And last one. Okay, stay here for a moment. Just feel that strength in that right arm. And then place your left hand down, cross your leg over at the back. So you come into that sort of cross-legged position if that's comfortable. If it's not, just put both knees on the floor as normal and then just start to shift your weight forwards and backwards. So as you go back, try to keep your shoulders relaxed, so we don't want the shoulders to creep up to the ears. And once again, this might feel different on this side than the other side. We'll do one more and then we will come up. Okay, come back up onto your knees again. Let's bring our hands across again, and we can maybe tuck our toes under if that works for you. So lift up through your pelvis, give your glutes a squeeze, and you're going to hinge back this time. So keeping a straight line between your knees, your hips, and your shoulders. Imagine that you're holding a little ripe peach underneath your chin. That just helps you stopping your head rolling backwards. Okay, so once again, we can add a rotation. So just rotating to one side. These are optional. You can stay with the hinges, or you could just do the rotations if you don't want to hinge. And then we can do the arm movement. So we can open the arms looking towards the back arm on a diagonal, looking towards the other side. Good. And one more each way. Last one. And then come on down. Well done. Everybody okay? All right, so we are going to come up into a down dog. So those of you who don't like down dogs, maybe you could do some cat stretches, and then we're just going to make our way onto all fours. Sorry, not onto all fours. From down dog, we're going to come up into standing. But before we do that, actually, let's do some hovers. So again, onto your hands. If you need to come down onto your forearms, if your wrists have had enough, that's absolutely fine. Slide your shoulders back. I want you to imagine you've got one of those little soft balls between your knees. So give that a squeeze. And then just see if you can hover your knees off your mat. As you hover, or just before you hover, you want, hopefully you have drawn your belly in. You might feel a little bit of work going through the pelvic floor. And then knees come down, send your bottom back to your heels. So as you slide forward, squeeze that imaginary ball between your legs. hover your knees up, nice and strong through the upper body, even if you're on your forearms. And one more time. Okay, so now we're going to go to down dog, or option to do cat stretches, or even just come make your way up to standing. So your choice what you do if you don't want to go into down dog. If you're in down dog, we're doing some nice pedals. So just lengthening through the back of your legs here. Breathing in, breathing out. Couple more times. And then when you're ready, you're going to bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Or again, if you don't want to place your head down, just come straight up, come up to standing, the best way for you. And then slowly just roll all the way up. Okay, well done, hello. If you feel dizzy, have a seat, or if you need a rest, just have a seat for a second, and then you can join us when you're ready, or you can stay in your seat. So roll your shoulders up to your ears, and then release down. Inhale up, exhale down, and then just turn your head to one side, and then turn it to the other side. Well done. Take a big step out to the side. So nice and wide on your mat, or if you're sitting, just stay on your chair. We're going to do some rotations in the pelvis. So if you're sitting, just doing pelvic tilts and little circles. If you're standing, just joining in. So from here, make your circles a little bit bigger if that works for you. Sending your bottom behind you. Taking your chest down towards the floor. So you're really opening up through the back of your legs. And then we're just going to go the other way. So a couple more times. And again. Hold on. Okay, keeping those feet where they are, bringing your arms out. So you know it's Friday when we go into our rib slides. So just sliding our ribs across the top of our pelvis there. So pelvis and legs stay nice and still as you use your abdominals to support you as you slide side to side. So really great mobilization there for the mid back and the upper back. So just turning your palm up and then turning the other one down. So you're getting that rotation through your shoulder as well. One more each way. And then back to the center. Okay, from here, just bending one knee, shifting side to side now. So a little bit of a stretch for those inner thighs. If you want to bring your hands out in front of you, it just helps you to keep your chest lifted. So it's not a huge movement, but hopefully just again, just enough of a little stretch and opener through those inner thighs. And then next time you come to your left, we're just going to pause here, bring your hands onto your thigh. And then so it should be hopefully you're all on your left thigh. And we're going to reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. Just take a breath in here and then come back down, go to the other side. So to your right side, right hand sweeps up now. And then come back down. Okay, we're going to change that slightly. So we're going to keep your left leg straight now, and straighten your left arm up towards the ceiling. So you've got straight arm, straight leg, and then we do that on the other side. Straighten your right leg and sweep your right arm up, and then coming back up. Okay, big stretch up. So spread your fingers wide, reach up for the, I was going to say sky. We were reaching for the sky last Friday on our rooftop Pilates, weren't we? Breathing in here, and then as you breathe out, we're just going to twist now and take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, and then come back up and then twist the other way. So you can stay with taking your hand to your thigh, or if you want to, you can take your hand a little bit lower, so down to the knee, or even down to the outside of your lower leg. So you coordinate your movement and your breath, breathing in as you come up, breathing out as you go down. Let's just do one more each way. Last one. And come all the way up. Take a big stretch up here, reach your arms up, and then breathing out. Bring them down by your side. So we're going to go into some nice wide leg squats. So if you turn your toes out to the side, if you don't want to do the squats, just do mini ones. You can add in the arm movements. So we're going to bend the knees, push your knees out to the side, and bring your arms up. So imagine you're holding a big beach ball, and then come down. And again, so inhale, lower down. Exhale up. So start off small, and then as you warm up those knees and hips and ankles, you should be able to get a little bit lower. And then one more time, we're going to stay down here. So wherever the lowest is for you, bring your elbows or your forearms just onto the inner thighs. You could maybe bring your hands together. Just sit down as low as you can. Breathe in and out, and then tip forward, bring your hands onto the floor, come on onto your knees, and then sweep your feet around so you come up onto your bottoms. So have a little seat. We're going to do some roll backs now. So if any of you struggle with roll ups, use your band around the bottom of your feet, and that will help bring you back up. So we start off with just small movements. So hand behind your thigh to support your lower back. Inhale as you sit up nice and tall, and exhale as you drop your chin towards your chest, draw your navel in towards your spine, and relax those shoulders. Inhale again, sit up tall, and exhale as you come back. Arlene, I see you've got your ball. That's also a great idea. If you've got your Pilates ball and you want to put it in your lower back to support your back, it's also a nice thing to do. So if you feel a bit grumpy in the lower back, it's quite a nice thing to do. So thinking about maybe going a little bit further, or you could take your hands away. If you're taking your hands away, bring your shoulders with you as well. If you need some help or support, just use your hands behind you. Okay, so don't strain your tummy muscles, don't strain your back. So we can start to go a little bit further back now, if you want to, and then bringing yourself back up. Again, use the ball if you're struggling, or use the band underneath your feet. If this still doesn't work for your back, please just come onto your back and then work on some pelvic tilts here, and then coming up into a spine curl. Okay, don't feel you have to stay up here. So let's see, maybe now we can go all the way back. Stretch your legs out in front of you and your arms overhead. I'm going to give you some options. So your first option is floating your arms up towards the ceiling and then just bringing them back down. So that might be enough for you today. Your second option is float your arms up, chin to chest, bring the shoulders off, look between the hands, and then come back down. And your final option is to come all the way up. And then when you sit up, imagine you're holding a ball between your hands. You're going to pass the ball over your toes, and then you're going to roll all the way back down again. So just pick which version is going to work for you today. And again, the beauty of doing it online, there's no competitiveness. You don't have to do what the person next to you is doing. You just do what feels right for your body today. Okay, so we're going to do two more, and we're going to finish in seated. So if you're not coming all the way up, after your next one, just make your way safely up to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. So sit up tall, reach your hands forward. So just stretching out through those hamstrings. Try and keep a straight line down your back so you're not slumping into that stretch. And then sit up nice and tall. Okay, so once again, if you need something to sit on, a block or a cushion, feel free. Otherwise, we're just going to hug one knee into your chest. I'm going to show you two different ways of doing this. So if you hug your, let's go left leg into your chest, take your hands behind your thigh, and then we're just going to straighten that leg out in front of you. So you're going to push the foot away. If this doesn't work for your back, you prefer to do it on the floor. It's the normal one that we do here. So just pushing your foot up towards the ceiling, but you're lying down. So you pick which works for you. Okay. So let's just do one more, and then try and keep that leg nice and straight now as you point and flex your foot. So you're using your hands behind your thigh as well to lift you up nice and tall. Lovely. Okay, switch legs. So nice and active through those arms. Good. So we were talking in class yesterday, one of my Thursday classes, about osteoporosis and the importance of doing some strengthening exercises. And then I think I forgot to do the in and out, didn't I? Because I get distracted when I talk about something else. So yeah, it's really important to strengthen your upper body as well as your lower body. So lots of weight bearing exercise. I know sometimes being on your wrists is not very comfortable, but it's really good upper body strengthening. Okay, so pop both feet on the floor, hold on to your shins, and use your hands to help you sit up nice and tall and just have a little wiggle. So we're going to here, we're going to sit back on our bottoms again, like we're sitting on our tailbones, and see if you can float both legs up. Once again, if you want to, you can do it from your back. Okay, so float both legs up. And then just see if you can bring your hands up. This is a little challenge for you today. And then can you bring your arms up higher and even higher? And then just bring your hands behind your thighs. And from here, we are going to roll back down. If you think you can't do it, that's absolutely fine. Bring your feet down or your hands down. Otherwise, chin to chest. You're going to roll all the way down and hug your knees in towards you. Have a little rock there, side to side. Hopefully you all made it down. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of ab work now. So if you hug your right knee into your chest, and send your left leg out along the floor. So that left heel is just hovering off the floor, or if you need the support, you can bring it down. Equally with your head, you can look between your feet, or you can just keep your head down on the floor. Arms are nice and active again, so we're working those arm muscles by pressing your hands into your shin as you then just change sides. So your feet, or your legs, I should say, are moving in and out. Hopefully your tummy is staying nice and flat. You should feel those abdominals working underneath. Shoulders stay relaxed. And your breath for this one, you're just going to breathe out every time you switch your legs. So it's going to sound something like this. So like a train. Don't worry about your in-breath, because your in-breath will just naturally follow an out-breath. So if you're moving quite quickly with this one, move a bit more slowly. And if you're moving slowly, speed it up. I feel like I'm doing something in the middle. So I'm going to go slowly, actually, really slowly, as if you're moving through treacle. So we're just giving those lower abdominals plenty of opportunity to support our moving leg. Whoa, that's hard work. So we do 2 more. So sometimes when we move slowly, it's harder. Oh, hug your knees in, have a little rock side to side. And then just pop your feet on the floor. Take a full body stretch. I think it's a baptism of fire for me, back to classes after not doing any all summer. So I'm sure it's the same for you as well. Okay, and then from here, just bending those knees, bringing your arms by your side. So we're going to do a little bit of oblique work. So we'll start with the upper body, then lower body, and then we'll add both together. So take your arms up and just hold on to each elbow like a Cossack. Make sure you slide your shoulders down so your shoulder blades are touching the floor. Your knees can be together just to give you a bit more stability. And we're just going to rotate your upper body towards the screen or towards one side, whichever way, some of you are lying a different way. And then coming back to the center and then rolling to the other side. So let your head just roll with it. And every time I look under my sofa, I think I really must clean under there. And then roll to the other side. There might be some money under there, you never know. Okay, so you should feel one shoulder lifts off as the other one presses down. Okay, so keeping the upper body still now, we're going to move the lower body. So we're going to move your knees to one side and then back to the center and then to the other side. So with your arms off, this is quite challenging for those obliques. Your obliques are the muscles that come down the side of your waist. So try not to let your knees just drop all the way to the floor. You want to keep nice and controlled and not static, but yeah, try and keep your upper body nice and still. And then you can add both together. So your knees go one way, your arms go the other. And with your breath on this one, so you breathe in as you go to the sides, try and breathe out as you come to the center. So it's always a try, and if you don't beat yourself up, if you forget or you do a different kind of breathing pattern, it's okay. Let's do one more each way. Lovely. And then come back. Okay, just bring your arms down, give a little wiggle, have a little tilt with your pelvis. So we're going to go into our double leg stretch now. So bring one foot off the floor. This might be enough for some of you. So if it is, that's fine. If you want to try both feet off and your lower back and ribs can stay down and your belly can stay flat, that's also fine. So whichever version you're doing, you're going to push your foot or your feet away from you about 60 degrees. And then just bring them back in. So I'll show you the single leg version as well. So exhale, push, inhale, back in. And then with your arms, rest some fingers on top of your knees take your arms overhead, press your lower back and ribs gently into your mat as you circle round. If you feel your ribs or your lower back arching massively off the floor, you're definitely better to keep one foot down. So if you've got one foot, change feet, otherwise carry on. And then your other option here is if your neck is fine, chin to chest, look between or look towards your toes. I'm going to keep my head down because my neck has been a little bit grumpy this week. And we'll do that one more time. And then circle your arms all the way around. Well done. Hello, abdominals. Have a little rock and then have a nice stretch out through those abdominals through the front of your body. Okay, so let's give the abs a rest and then think about our hamstrings and our glutes. So if you, let's walk your heels slightly further away than you maybe normally would from your body. So what it does, it creates more instability in the pelvis. Have your arms starting by your side, palms up or palms in. We're going to tilt that pelvis backwards, press into the toes, the ball of your feet and your heels, and start to peel your spine off the floor. If you've got a cushion behind you, take it away for this one. Breathing in at the top, and then as you breathe out, just rolling back down. Good. And again, so breathing in at the bottom. Make sure you relax when you get to the bottom. Breathing out, tuck that pelvis in, press into toes, balls of your feet and your heels as you peel up. Think about pushing your knees forward, push those hips up. And if you were to touch your bottoms now on the top of your legs, they should feel nice and taut. So just doing a few more in your own time. You can also take your arms away, so you could bring them across your legs, your body, or you could float them up, as long as they don't distract from that strength work that you're doing in your legs. What it is nice though, when you float your arms overhead, it really opens up the front body. So you get that stretch through your abdominals and your hip flexors. Okay, we're going to do one more. And then can everybody take your arms overhead on this one? Because we're going to leave those arms there. Maybe a soft W, you don't have to be straight. And then just roll down. Try and go really slowly. So you're really mobilizing your spine until you get to the bottom and then just relax. Okay, so keeping your arms in a soft W. We're going to walk your feet and your knees out nice and wide. So just walk your feet out to the outside of your mat and let your knees just kind of relax a little bit. We're going to let your knees drop to one side. Let them go all the way now and then turn your head to the opposite side. Then let your knees come back to the center, drop to the other way and turn your head to the opposite side. So you're breathing in as you let your knees drop. Breathing out as you come back to the center, breathing in as they drop to the other side. Or if you want to, you could breathe in as you go one way, breathe out as you go the other. So just whatever feels right for you. And just letting that head roll side to side, nice and naturally. We'll do one more each way. And then coming back to the center. Well done. Okay, just hug your knees into your chest. Have a little rock here. Just release off the spine. Pop your feet on the floor and we're going to roll onto your side. So let's all face the same way, especially if your mats are sideways on. So it should be if you're lying on your right side. You're going to prop yourself up on your elbow. Remember, if you need more padding, just turn your mat over. Okay, so we're going to have your knees together and heels in line with your bottom. We're going to start just pushing the hips, the bottom towards your heels. So send your bottom towards your heels. So it's like you're trying to create space down the side of your body. And then take your top hand up towards the ceiling. Open your chest. So if you had a torch on your breastbone, you'd be shining that torch straight ahead of you. Do that one more time. And then find somewhere in the middle. So you don't want to be too stretched away. You don't want to be too close. I'm smiling because Arlene's dog's joining in there. Okay, so press into your bottom hand. Lift up your ear away from your shoulder. Lift your hips and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, imagine you're holding onto something on the ceiling now and just lower those hips down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale as you lower down. And again, exhale, push, lift up, inhale, lower. 2 more times. You don't have to lift, or you can have a rest now if you want to. And last one, and then come all the way down. Okay, we're going to come into side sitting. So you're going to slide your bottom knee forward and your top knee back, and just come up and roll your shoulders. Hold on to your shin, stretch over to one side, so to the more awkward side, and then come all the way down. And again, Arlene, you've also got some fancy camera work going on there. Is it Google Lens? Is it Google Lens? Or Google something. So basically, when you move, I need to get it set up. When you move, it looks like you've got a camera that follows you. So, or it looks like you've got a camera crew in the room with you. It's pretty cool. Okay, one more time. And then come all the way up. Okay, so take your back leg and bring it round in front of you. So you're sitting legs crossed. Julia, I know you prefer to sit a different way, so that's fine. Sit up nice and tall. I'm not going to center on that, so shuffle over. Hold on to your shins, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest, navel in towards your spine, and roll back. So inhale, sit up tall. Exhale as you go back. So flexing and extending the spine, mobilizing it. One more time. And sit up nice and tall. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So turn onto your side, down onto your elbow if that's possible. If it's not, you can sit up a little bit higher. Okay, so knees stacked, feet in line with your bottom. Press that bottom arm in, shine your torch forward. Before you lift your hips, let's just push away a few times. So push your bottom to your heels, stretch that top arm up, and then when you're ready, lifting your bottom, squeezing the glutes, exhale to lift. Imagine you're holding that handle as you lower down. So it's quite subtle, but it helps you to stretch out along the side of your body just by imagining that you'll keep your hand on the ceiling. Okay, one more time. And then from here, slide your bottom foot forwards, top leg back, and bring yourself up. So stretch to that little awkward side, and then back down. And again, up and over. And down one more time through. Lovely. Okay, so from here, we're going to turn onto our hands and knees again. So we were talking, what I was talking earlier about building that upper body strength. And so I know we all love press ups, so we're going to do some press ups. So I'll show you sideways on. So we want to take something, if you've got your ball handy, pop it in right in front of you, in front of your hands. So you've got your hands and then you want to put something in front of you. I haven't got my ball, but if you haven't got a ball, just imagine you've got something in front of you there. So cross your legs at the back. Shift your weight forwards, turn your fingers in very slightly, and then we're just going to come down halfway. So you're going to take your head towards your real ball or imaginary ball. Come halfway and just hold. I want you to just turn your head side to side, give your head a little shake so that you don't stress your neck, and then straighten your arms and come back up. Well done. And do that again. So try and keep your eyes looking down at your mat. Come halfway and then hold. Shake your head, nod if you need to, and then come back up. We're doing 2 more. Lower down. So these are called isometric holds. A really good way of just building up some strength. And then push up. We've got 1 more. Come halfway, hold. Lift your breastbone, so don't let yourself collapse down. And then push back up. Sit back on your heels, excuse me. Roll your wrists around one way. And then the other, so just stretch out those wrists, have a little wiggle maybe side to side. So we're going to do some tricep work as well. The triceps are the muscles in the back of your arms. These are harder. Maybe we should do the triceps first. I'll try and remember that next time. So for the triceps, remember, you've got to have your hands and elbows facing forwards. And you want to keep your upper arms as close into your sides as you can. So I want you to see you gluing them into your ribs, not out here. So even if you can only lower yourself a few centimeters. So for this one, you've got to make sure you go forwards. So slide your body forwards, elbows in, bend them down, hold them in like little chicken wings. Squeeze your elbows against the side of your body and then push straight back up. So you don't have to go all the way down. So lower down, maybe just a halfway, maybe a third of the way. Hold and push back up. Imagine that you've got a really important document underneath your armpits now. You want to keep them there. So you've got to squeeze those arms into your body. Push back up. Well done. We're doing one more. Inhale down. Exhale all the way back up. All right, slide your legs away. Have a little rest for those wrists. Roll down. So lie down on your tummies. Take your arms behind you. Just turn your palms up. Turn your heads to one side. Just relax your shoulders, your bottom, your heels. And when you're ready, turn your palms down again. Make little tents or spiders with your fingers. Turn your head back to the front. Press into the fingers and start to peel your forehead and chest off the floor. Breathing in, lower back down, turn your head to the side. So you're just using, again, your fingers to just give a little bit of work to those muscles in your fingers, but also you should feel it into the wrists, the upper back and the shoulders. So I'm turning my head the same way just to see you, but if you want to make sure you turn your head in different directions every time you come down. So we'll do that 2 more times. I will turn mine the other way. And last one. We're not alive. We're going to do one more because I want to do it with our arms lifted. So lift your hands like you're flying. So imagine you've got little springs underneath your palms now, and you're just pulsing, pushing the springs up and down. If you need to bring your forehead down, you can. Otherwise, keep your forehead up, but nice and long as you pulse the arms. So you're not going to get nice, strong arms and shoulders for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your head to one side. Oh, relax the shoulders. Let those heels drop out. And breathe. Hold on. Okay, bring your hands around to the front. So you're going to use your hands as little pillows now. So place your forehead on your hands. I'm going to lift my head just so you can hear me, because I think if I put my head down, I'm just going to be muffled. So we're going to think about lengthening one leg until you can lift it off the floor, and then lowering it back down, and then lengthening the other leg. So try and keep your forehead down on your hands. So as you lengthen and lift that leg, you want to feel your buttock, your gluteal muscle working. Your lower back will work, but you don't want to feel those muscles getting really tense. You want to make sure it's the bum, your big bottom muscle that does the bulk of the work here. So you can either stay with this, just lifting and lowering one at a time, or you can make it more dynamic by making like a little scissor action. So one goes up and the other one comes down. So you choose. And whichever version you're doing, I'm just gonna count here. We're gonna do another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, relax your bum, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. We're gonna take a little quad stretch here as we're on our tummies. So just bend up one knee, hold onto your foot, take your other arm out in front of you, press into that front hand as you draw your heel towards your bottom. Just hold it here, or you can go up and down a few times. It's up to you, but we are nice and warm, so it should be fine to hold that little static stretch. When you're ready, release, and then we do the same on the other side. So heel to bottom, lifting up the chest if you want to. So nice stretch for the quads, muscles at the front of the body, front of the thighs, and then just release down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes up onto your hands and knees. If your back needs to stretch out after being an extension, then just send your bottom back towards your heels. Tuck your toes under if you want a toe stretch as well. Breathing here, and then we're just going to come into a little thread the needle stretch. So you're going to take, again, doesn't matter which one, take one hand underneath your armpit, turn your head to the side, look underneath your armpit. So bottom is nice and high, just breathe into the side of your body. So we've done all the hard work now, so we're just going to finish with some nice stretches, and then go to the other side. Still got 10 minutes to go. Breathing in and out. And then coming all the way up. So we're going to do our stretches on our backs. We're going to stretch out our glutes, our piriformis muscle, and then just do a nice little low back stretch as well. So You bring yourself all the way down onto your back. We've all done these stretches before. So just hugging one knee in towards your chest, stretching the other leg out. Try and relax your shoulder blades down on the mat, and then use your opposite hand to draw your leg across the center of your body, and your other hand can be out to the side just to help you counterbalance. So because we're nice and warm, because it's a nice warm day as well, the sun is out, means our body temperature is higher, so we can hold these stretches. We can maybe go deeper into these stretches than we can do when our bodies are cold, or the, we're in the middle of January. Let's not think about January. So just here, use your breath to help you stretch. Every time you breathe out, maybe you could go a little bit deeper into your stretch, but make sure you're not shaking or stressing your body. And then just whenever you're ready, rolling carefully onto your back. Same leg, you're going to cross it over the opposite thigh. So bend up your other leg, foot on the floor, bring your arms out to the side. We're going to do a little twisty sort of side to side, just rocking side to side. So it's a nice little release for your lower back. This is quite a nice one to do if you've got the spiky balls or even the hedgehog. This is just a nice massage for the lower back and the top of the glutes. And then coming back to the center, you're now going to lift your foot that was on your mat, lift it up and hug your other knee in towards you. So we'll start with a straight hug, so just hug it straight into your chest. If you need support underneath your head, pop yourself a little cushion or yoga block under there. And then we can just try and take your knee towards your opposite shoulder. It's just going to change your stretch ever so slightly. Keep the foot that's not doing anything, just let it rest, dangle down towards the floor so it's nice and relaxed. And think about here, just relaxing through your jaw as well, your forehead, your shoulders, your ribs, your tummy. And then when you're ready, just pop your feet, both feet on the floor, just have a little wiggle side to side. Okay, let's do that with the other leg. So stretch out one leg, hug the other knee in towards you. And then when you're ready, just taking that knee across your body, turning your head to the opposite side. And just enjoying this little stretch. So as you're stretching here, just starting to slow your breath down. See if you can breathe deep into the sides and the back of your ribs, as well as down into your abdominals. And every time you breathe out, maybe you can just deepen the stretch without stressing your body. So if you're turning to your right, can you keep your left shoulder down? If you're turning to your left, can you keep your right shoulder down? When you're ready, just rolling onto your back, crossing your ankle over your other thigh, bending that knee, and then just letting your body rock side to side. You can turn your head again, you can turn it maybe in the opposite direction. That feels good, or you can just keep it still. Do one more each way, and then when you come back to the center, we're going to pick that foot that was on the floor, pick it up, grab hold of your knee, hug it in towards you gently. Again, you might feel it's different on this side compared to the other side. And if you want to, take a little diagonal stretch. So now you take your thigh or your knee across to the opposite shoulder. So it's just a very subtle movement. Slow your breath down. Once again, just focus on relaxing through your jaw, your forehead, the shoulders, the ribs, the belly. And then when you're ready, you can release that stretch. Our final stretch we're going to do on our backs here is butterfly. So take your soles of your feet together. Let your legs open, and you can bring your arms into cactus arms if you wanted to. So don't worry now if you do get a little arch underneath your back. It's okay, because your feet are on the floor, legs are supported. So when we're here, just taking some nice deep breaths in, breathing all the way down into pelvic floor, lower abdominals. So you should feel your belly rise on your inhale and just gently drop on your exhale. And if you can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. One more inhale and one more exhale. And then when you're ready, just bringing those knees together, turning onto your side. Remember, if you've got low blood pressure or feel dizzy, go to your left side. Pause there for a moment or two. And then bring yourself back up onto your hands and your knees. So take your time coming up onto hands and knees. If you're there already, you can start to just do some little cat stretches. So just notice if you've got any residual tension through the back. So maybe you could just work into those places. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your hands onto your pelvis. You're going to step forward with your left foot, tuck your pelvis under. And as you breathe in, sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Hold on to both hands, so hold on to one hand with the other. And then coming over to the left, so go to the side that you've got your leg bent up on. And then back to the centre. And again, up and over. And back to the centre. Let's do that on the other side. So switch legs, tuck your pelvis under. Sweep those arms up, breathing in as you stretch over to the side of your bent knee. And back up. And one more time. Well done. Okay, bring your hands to the back of your body, so into your bottom. If you know you need to use your hands to get up, that's fine. Put them on your thigh. Otherwise, bring yourself up to standing. Just pedal those feet, shake your shoulders. And we made it. We've all made it up. Well done. Okay, take your feet nice and wide. Go back into those hip circles. So hip circles, if you do nothing else during the day, if you're sitting at your desk or if your lower back's just a bit stiff or if you feel any tension in your pelvic floor, hip circles are brilliant. So just get up whilst the kettle's boiling or, I don't know, whatever you're drinking your cup of tea and do a few little hip circles. So just keep changing direction and then coming back to stillness. So bring your feet back together, lengthen up through your spine, allow your arms just to drop down by your side. We're going to take one ear over to the side, and with your other hand, you're going to either press it away or just take it gently behind your back. And once again, just slow your breath down. If you feel any tension in that muscle, you could use your opposite hand and just squeeze and release. Or you can just stay in a little neck stretch, whichever feels nice for you. And then allow your chin to drop towards your chest. Take your head to the other side. Same thing, you could do some with your fingers, just like you're massaging, you're kneading the muscles there, the back of the shoulders and neck, which get quite tight. And then bring your head back up, just rolling those shoulders. Oh, crunchy, crunchy, mine are going this morning. And then we're going to take a nice big breath in here, reach all the way up. And then as you breathe out, step out to the side, just allow yourself to fold forward. Feet together, reaching up, inhale, one more time, exhale, step to the side. Inhale, back up, have a final little stretch, belly back bend if you want to, and then just have a shake. Well done, everyone. Well done, ladies. I can say ladies because we haven't. Oh no, I can't. My dad's there. Sorry, Dad. I was going to say we haven't got James, but we have got my dad. He's an honorary lady. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to see all of you.